Alrighty, everybody. Hello, hi. I hope I'm early enough today and everybody got to make it because yesterday we had to run short. Several things for today. Hello, Leo. Hello, Stonks. Hello, Johnny. Hello, everybody who I didn't say hello to who already joined and joining in. Well, those of you who watched yesterday's live obviously were not surprised at all by today's price action. In fact, I kind of have it on the screen right now. We were kind of anticipating exactly that. And here you can see sort of the drawing of exactly how we expected the process to look like. Again, those who are not sure and think this is improvised for today's session can go and watch yesterday's live and see it was predetermined, and that's kind of what we were expecting. In fact, I argued that maybe I probably didn't draw it all that perfectly, and the idea here that we might actually reach higher before we actually start correcting. So far we kind of got exactly what we were expecting. We said we're probably gonna see the price action penetrate or maybe start from the top or from some degree internally, but really we ended up having pretty much no gap and moving into today's gap and trying to close it. Sadly, we are kind of running out of momentum exactly as I've predicted. We didn't have enough momentum to move through the whole thing. Arguably, we still have the last hour, but we will see exactly in a minute how things are. I almost call this dead in the water. We were basically completely all out of wind in our sails, if you will, and it appears to be that it's far less likely for the price action to be able to close that gap today, meaning finalizing the move back to 6,100. In fact, you can see some of that bearish momentum coming through as we're talking. Hey Stonks, thank you for reminding the people. Absolutely join Patreon. That way you'll be able to join us on the daily basis. Beyond these live discussions, we basically hang out every single day on the Discord, and the only way to make it into my private Discord, into the community, is by basically being a Patreon or an Academy member. You have the link right there in the chat right now. If you're not yet a member, yeah, we're gonna go over the stuff, but pretty much everything as we've expected. Just an example would be, I guess, Palantir would be a good example. Exactly as we were saying, we expected it to continue moving upwards back towards the 80 range and stalling, which is again perfectly what we got. In fact, we have that second step, which is under question mark still, moving towards the 81.15 or starting to break down earlier. We'll be able to cover this later as we go, but just another sort of thing that to go to show exactly as predicted yesterday. Things are kind of panning out as we've expected. Is that good? Is that bad? Hard to say. I mean, depending on who you are. If you are one of the people who are expecting a deeper correction to start, and of course already perceive how we're in the processes, and so to you maybe it's unpleasant, but let's be frank. I literally called this out yesterday, step by step, exactly as it's playing out right now, so you shouldn't be all too surprised. As unpleasant as it is for your SQQs, that's why I said yesterday, I don't remember who said, and jumped in about the Qs. Look, if you wanted, you could have executed the position here and, of course, benefit a couple of dollars, re-enter, where we're probably going to hit 20 around the bottom of 28, closing that gap. So that completely makes sense. To each their own, of course. I'm not getting too excited about these sort of moves. I don't want to be left out by accident if the market does go, some stuff up, right, overnight. And since we are expecting it to happen pretty much any moment now, we don't want to be left out, and we rather stay in. At least myself. You do you. But let's get back to the S&P. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we are more interested to look at. That's kind of the dictator of where things are going. Well, let's ignore all the noise that we have on the screen. Try to focus on the channels. Of course, we can do that on a different chart for some of you that are confused, but sure, we can do it here. So you'll still be able to see. So on the 1 minute, arguably we're already oversold. That means we might be drawing a little bit below that current shorter term channel, which makes sense. That normally how we move in terms of the 1 minute. We will see that we move within the shorter time frame range, if you will, the linear regression range that is created from the shorter average. and moving within the framework of the larger one. And so we're pretty much more constantly are subject to the shorter one, although in the bigger framework of things, which we normally identify in the 5 minutes, we are subject to it as well. I would argue, based upon how things are looking, I would argue that this junction looking a bit suspicious, but then again, I would argue that we're probably more so looking at this wedge rather than just this junction, right? This junction could be interesting, but I would argue that we're still looking at this wedge that we're formulating. So let's go 5 minutes. Let's see what the 5 minutes can tell us. Let's see. 5 minutes. 5 minutes is more bearish than bullish, so I would argue that this actually plays very neatly into the framework of falling down to that bottom of that channel, or that channel that we just marked up, which we might have them parallel. Yeah, no, you're gonna appear at some point today. No? Yes? Okay, here you are. Thank you. No, it's not. It's actually a descending channel. Right, 5 minutes was descending. Correct, my bad. That's why we have this movement, makes sense, on the larger channel going to the upside before it's correcting. Do we see the momentum necessary for that? Well, not on the 5 minutes yet. On the 5 minutes, what we are identifying, if anything, is, as we said, this drop to the downside, right into that bottom of the wedge, right? Let me just remove all that noise so we can see it better. Let's do something akin to this, right? This sort of wedgy thing. And in fact, I think I remember mentioning that 674, so I would argue the whole range is part of that potential wedge. And right now we're pointed downwards, so we are in fact far more likely to move to the bottom of that channel. Let's continue. 30 minutes. What do we see on 30 minutes? 30 minutes, we're hugging median right now. We've arrived at median right here, the median, the center of the channel. This seems to be quite a wide channel, as you can see, right? So obviously it takes a while for us to move from side to side. It doesn't happen really overnight. This is why oftentimes we predict these movements to take a little while. Hello, Christoph. Good to see you, brother. And this is not great for the bulls, nor actually for us, but because we really want to see the closure of the gap, not to have a chore left. Those of you know we don't like chores, right? And so we prefer actually the price action to penetrate through the median and actually go slightly higher to that 6,100, as we said. That's our preference. But in reality, we're already starting to see the bearish momentum to starting to cook. And so that is looking not all that great for what we want, and may prolong the whole process. I surely do hope that is not the case, and we will see on the larger time frames where it is far more likely for the price action to close that gap tomorrow, hopefully, or leave it be for a while. Let's see. Since on the 45 minutes we still don't have full convergence, it actually confirms and potentially allows us to have enough bullish momentum in the system. I would argue to make it these 30 leftover dollars to the 6,100, and so hopefully tomorrow, given that this 45 minutes also indicates not just the leftover of today's session, but also tomorrow's session, although it will readjust in about 20 minutes right there, as you can see. So sketchy, but let's hope it has enough in the tank. We're already starting to see a flattening of the curve, which is not good. Very distinct loss of momentum. Overall, it still doesn't mean anything. In fact, that looks positive for us and for everyone, given how this is looking like, given this very bullish momentum, although it's starting to curve inwards. We definitely have there what I would argue what it takes to make it to the 6,100. Only $30, not a big deal. Within the hourly framework, that means literally tomorrow or overnight, we might as well finalize that. In fact, we might come to a situation where the overnight price action brings us again above into basically hitting that median level, roughly around 6,100, and then opening up tomorrow by dropping lower, which will be an ideal scenario. Is it probable? Kind of 50-50 at this stage. I would argue that anything and everything can happen when it comes to whether we open up with a gap in the middle of the process. it's pretty ugly what we have here, but this does confirm that we have the bullish momentum necessarily to continue and finalize the 6100. Why is that so important? Because then we're not going to have a chore and we'll be able to move downwards. Why do we think we're going to move downwards? Because, well, the orientation of this trend already, and now we're looking merely at the 4 hours, and so this is oftentimes, this happens more like a relief sort of rally, and from here on out, once we have convergence again, of course we diverge, converge again, bearish forces take dominance, and we start correcting into oversold and continuing the downtrend, which in essence what we've been doing all along. We're going from a very steep curve that we had on our way here. Now we're flattening. Here it is, so the flattening of the process, and potentially then starting to correct deeper, right? Now, why do we think that is the case? Well, let's see. We've been saying that's the case for quite a while now, right? And the larger time frames are the ones to indicate for us that actually the bearish momentum have not yet really started, and we're just kind of working our way towards. Okay? Now, here is why we are worried in the shorter term, right? You can see your daily is very, very bearish, pointing to the downside, bearish dominant, meaning right now we're roughly looking at potentially maybe a week, maybe then some. I would argue that on the daily chart, because these processes, and especially since we're just getting started, we have not yet penetrated the 80 range perfectly. We're still at 84 on our D. K is below, so 73.45. Both are basically moving averages. In other words, what we're getting is an idea of loss of momentum, not acceleration to the downside. Acceleration to the downside appears to happen only post the 50. So from here, it is loss of momentum. From here, it is gain of bearish momentum. Beyond the 50, repeated and said that many, many times. And so since we are already at the junction of the ceiling right here, right, we're kind of at that median level, and we're saying that the bearish momentum is accumulating, and once gets started in full-blown force, guess what? It's far more likely for us to, instead of being able to continue to the top of the channel, in fact, correct back down. That is very suspicious. And given the position of where we're at, that's normal to see when we're at the top of the channel. Given that we're at the median of the channel, this is not great or positive. Similarly to how we can hit the median and break back down right here, okay? Or previous times before. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, in fact, is actually bullish. The weekly, in fact, kind of gives us the idea that we might even go beyond the median, given the fact of the matter that we are very, very bullish, so it appears to be. But the real question is, will we turn around right here below the 50, which will represent still a bearish wave, and we just had a bullish impulse within the bearish wave. And so that ended up being more of a corrective movement, as we can see, as I've been telling and warning you all about. The market loves to get stuffed into wedges, and so, like all good men. And so, believe it or not, I'm talking about pizza. I don't know what you were thinking, pervert. So this wonderful pizza wedge that we're creating here, we're definitely going to be testing it all over the place before we might see the actual breakdown, which, as I warned some of my members, that might actually take 2 more months. Might. That's not necessarily the case, but it might, because these processes, that's normally how long they take. And even if you just factor in the time frames and, you know, the structure, of course, that completely makes sense. We all love pizza, right? I mean, who doesn't like pizza? As long as you don't like, I mean, pineapple is a perversion, but otherwise you're good. You're good in my book. Especially if you like Mexican pizza, like, you know, corn and some jalapenos and onion. Mwah, that is the best pizza. Absolutely, absolutely, Mom. But today we're going to do some tickers. We're about to finish that stuff. No, Johnny, no pineapple. You crazy, man. No pineapple on pizza. We don't put pineapple. Perversion. Perversion, I say. Perverts. Perverts all around. So, yeah, this is not necessarily indicative of a bullish wave. I know people really want it to be, but in fact, I would argue to how slow it works its way and stumbling upon that 6100. I know the chart looks noisy. Let me try and clean it up for you, boys and girls. So it's going to look a little bit more tolerable. But basically what we're saying is that we got locked up into this triangle that we're kind of moving within the framework of, and it's not going to be all that surprising if we're going to see that being retested at least a couple more times before we either break down or go up. That's how things work, right? Well, why do we suspect down? Because of this, the monthly is starting to be very bearish. We see that the acceleration came to a point, right? We were running, and now we're flattening out exactly at that very suspicious, distinct resistance level at which we ended up correcting and breaking down significantly once we hit that very same resistance around December 21st, around November 21st, around January 22nd. So these were the 3 months that we ended up testing. You know exactly what happened there and why we ended up in that ceiling in the first place. Some of us already knew the ceiling was there, it's just that we ended up hitting it because of what the Fed ended up doing and how they ended up doing it, and so we ended up where we had. And unfortunately, as unpleasant as it is to some of you to hear and know, we are exactly that very same resistance that played a significant role and made us break down, and so I'm not going to be all that surprised if we're going to have, again, something very similar. And momentum is kind of cooperating with that idea, by the way. Just before we continue, momentum is agreeing with us, at least for the time being, and with the other time frames that we've seen. We understand that from here on out, it appears to be that we're far more bearish inclined than bullish inclined, or at least even the days that are bullish, we're kind of stuck with below the ceiling, below this glass ceiling does not allow us to penetrate, as we saw on the smaller time frames, right? That is kind of it with regards to the S&P. Again, no big surprises for us. We basically do want to see the closure of the gap. The sooner the better. It is problematic, as we said, but we are full of hope for the market to be just a little bit bullish, just a little longer. I know it's unpleasant for your SQQs, but it is what it is. I mean, we knew the gap will get closed, and so subsequently we will still drop here. Those who wanted to capitalize, I cannot blame you at all whatsoever. Just considering the rules in some places, you might be then penalized for that. So make sure you follow on. You don't get penalized in terms of taxation and all sorts of cool things like that. Bread and butter rule in the UK, for example, that sort of stuff. US short term, long term, all that beautiful stuff. Now, let's see the chat. Hello, you lovely people. Absolutely. Yes, you need our helmets today, but we need you to smash the Greg. Absolutely. Greg definitely needs a smash from time to time. What's up, bro? Christopher, funny man. I love you much. We love to eat juicy pizza. Absolutely. We do. Hello, Mamba. What a day. NVIDIA calls. Please take a look at. So we want to see NVIDIA and CrowdStrike. Is that what I'm getting from you? Holding from the crash? I gotcha. Okay. Black Mamba. Let's do. What do you want? Let's do NVIDIA first, I guess, because we already have it on the screen. So. Let's see our beautiful NVIDIA. Beautiful NVIDIA has made its way. Let's look at it a little bit more granular. Okay, so we said back then we were doing that. Of course, that's all old. We can remove that. You see, we got stuck there as we've expected originally. Max, yeah, right. We got that. We've done that a while back. We can remove all that now. Where are we now? Now. 146. Obviously, that is the resistance that is holding us at bay. We have the nearest support for us is currently, I would argue that's the range between 141 and 140. I would argue that you're probably gonna retaste 138 here again shortly. In fact, the hourly definitely agrees with that. We're definitely going to be continuing that descent shortly to these very levels. Now, but are you done? Now, that is an interesting question. You're probably not. The way I see this is that the market will try to move back to 138 and then bring you up all the way back to the 146. So, all ratchet, no vomit. What are you doing? You're doing a head and shoulders here? It looks like you're maybe potentially creating here a descending head and shoulders, maybe. Which gonna have an inclination to the downside. Weird thing. Yep. It might definitely be the case. Implying that we might be going downwards. which this definitely agrees with, although 50. Right below the 50, right below the 50, so you're definitely already more bearish than bullish. You're already bearish quite a bit. Why did I move my linear regression from there to there? What did I do? How did I make my linear regression to move there? That was a big mistake. 50. Why is my linear regression in the wrong place? See, now that was a big mistake. Now it's in the right place. Okay, so 50. Bearish still, as we said. Skipped. Very bearish. Very bearish. Very bearish. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got what you want here. The turnaround is full force and full swing. Get yourself ready to see definitely that range, the diagonal. So back to 119, 121. Probably what? Since we're looking at monthly and we're about to close the month, I would argue that next month will bring you right here. Will be that thing for you. That will do that. Maybe even draw you slightly lower into previous supports and resistances. At some point, you're going to have a pickup. I already drew it right here on the screen. I basically already drew the head and shoulders in advance. You kind of have all the instructions on the screen, like in a good cooking show, so it's going to drop. We see. I literally drew it out before in advance. So you're going to have a pickup and then, or maybe a pickup and like that. So that could be very much a scenario. Yeah. Kind of already pre-prepared, as we say on Hebrew, achinoti merosh, made in advance. All right, so you got that. You wanna do? What did you wanna do? You wanted to do CrowdStrike, right? CRWD. Let's do CRWD. Man, Mamba, I love how awesome you are. Always mark everything with a star. Mwah, chef's kiss. Always join 99% of the calls. Always have good tickers to look at. Always excited. I love that. Good attitude, man. You really make my day when you join. Absolutely. I love the vibe you bring, if you will. Sometimes you do come up with crazy shit. I don't know where you come up with, but cool. I mean, that's interesting to come out of the ordinary realm and sort of the regular stuff we cover and look at more interesting stuff. Why is my stuff ain't stuffing? Why are you not stuffing? I know, but like, restuff yourself. Okay, that's. Now, why is my stuffing not stuffing? Well, I really don't have. Well, sure, yeah, I actually don't have. That's fresh meat. Let's try and figure this one out first of all. Let's see. I mean, obviously that's gonna be in dual structure, but then your prime will be that one. So wait, what years is this? Yeah, sure, absolutely, definitely. Well, I have much of a choice in this case, to be frank. Let's cancel. Yes. Wunderbar. Schlugendugen. Ugendagen. I have no idea what I just said. Probably means nothing. Now. I have data because that sucks. You still don't have data. That sucks. That's all we have, right? So I'll tell you what, CrowdStrike actually looks very interesting in terms of it does not necessarily look like it's rushing to break as some of the other assets. They're more or less on that correction mode since the big avalanche they had, right? And we're pretty much done, as we can see. and within the context of the framework, I would argue something very interesting. It's going to go lower, absolutely. But it does not look as sickly as the rest. In other words, it actually may just correct to well, at first step, we're obviously going to be looking at this, which 298, you might as well call it 300, of which of course you're going to have your psychological 300 as well there. That of course is the case. So you're going to have that like so. In fact, you can sort of see both lines are there. We can go deeper, of course, and find out. But then again, with such a narrow range, but don't expect that to happen tomorrow, since you're still working within the framework of the median and the smaller channel that is crossing right through. So in fact, the way this looks like is that you're slowly going to deteriorate, or so it appears to be that it is. It still might actually make it higher to 463. Looks difficult. 463 actually looks difficult. There's a level right here, I can tell ya. Stuff roughly sits at 440, 430 handle, whatever kind of thing. I'm kind of eyeballing where it's located, right? Give or take. But you have a level somewhere here going on, which is, I'm not trying to make it match, but you're kind of there. You're kind of inching onto it. And so I'm not going to be surprised if this very final bullish impulse that you have will bring it into that place. We'll test it through all the way to median and only then start breaking or whatever kind of deal, right? Yeah. There you go. And then that opens the door to what we saw on the larger form of things, which is basically bringing you lower to that 300. Subsequently, in essence, it looks like it's going to be very similar to NVIDIA, maybe in a way, a head, a shoulder, and depends on the market. And from here on out, it kind of depends on the market, right? This is not certain. This is more of a, depends on what market will be doing, but we know what we expect the market to be doing, right? And so that will play hand in hand. CrowdStrike is not going to be able to float above the rest. I don't see them. Although their capex is very low, and so at the end of the day, they might be one of these companies who will be doing well during the hardship. So yeah, that's that. What else? This could be exactly one of these sort of companies you definitely want to consider the Tom method. Just buy in and buy in more and buy in more when it really drops lower. If you truly have a longer perception and thesis for the asset. So yeah, it's not one of those you should necessarily be trading left and right. It's one of those you should probably be DCAing into comfortably if you really believe in the company. If you don't, there's obviously trades to be held there, But now it's still kind of high. Relative to everything, it is kind of high. I can't ignore that. It is kind of high. Remember, guys, Tom and I are in a lot more in agreement, especially when you don't know what you're doing. I will, again, give a ton of credit to Tom, our Tom Nash, not Tom Lee, Tom Nash. Tom Nash understands that the methodology sometimes can contradict the lifestyle and the way you want to be a part of the market. And so if they contradict, you might want to consider having a lot more peace of mind, which then in essence prohibits you from taking unnecessary risk and just sticking to the simple method of DCA. Do we always agree on everything? No, well, just like any other analyst in the market, we can disagree on things. But again, his method definitely applies to the people who don't know how to do proper technical analysis, right? That's the first sort of factor of things, are not certain where the market is headed, and have a long-term horizon of things, and so are not really too excited nor emotionally affected by these things. Yeah, So to each their own. But I would argue that if you really have a long-term horizon and you're willing to suffer as much pain as seeing as, the asset dropping like 40% on the grand scheme of things, sure, you might as well just wait it out a little bit and start DCing back into it, on 52-week lows from here to there and accumulating a nice average and creating a nice average. But that's, again, if you don't know technicals, nor is that your part of the plan. because CrowdStrike, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, they even when they have a boo-boo, and even back then when that happened, they said, guys, it might be a really good time to buy and just, let it float until it closes, which it will. It might take some time, right? I even then warned it might take more than a couple of months, but still has higher probability of actually closing than not. So yeah, there you go. CrowdStrike is not all that bad. CELH. Christoph, what have you cooked for us there, brother? CELH. Celsius. Right. It is Celsius. I'm familiar. Oh, interesting. That is already an interesting thing. That's on a monthly? Damn. Christoph. Alrighty. Interesting stuff. Christoph is always for the win with interesting stuff. Oh, but then again, Christoph, I'm sorry, does not look healthy on the grand scheme of things. I know it looks like it's a lot more bearish than bullish, but what's far more likely to happen here is this triangle. The market likes triangles, right? We all like them. So that's going to be a thing here, probably. Let's see if I have confirmation of that thing right here. Yes, I probably do, because that does want to pick up right there, because you're already at the bottom. 4 hours, do we have bullish? Do we have bullish? No, we have bearish. What the hell? Okay, but 1 hour bullish, but that's not enough. That's too short term. That's not good for you. What is going on? What is going on? What, that's the bullish? That's crazy. But then again, that does confirm that easily. And so even median and okay, cool. So you've been oversold for far too long, basically. This is kind of the thing that really stands out here. And coincidentally, you're sitting at the bottom of the channel. Slippage, sure, not a problem. That happens. Bro, look at the momentum. I'm surprised you only had that slippage and you didn't just slip to Timbuktu there to like $4 or something instead of 24. So that's pretty neat. Probably wedge on smaller time frame, so it's gonna, wait, on top of the H triangle. 40, when, I don't know when, but 40, I can give you where. I cannot give you when, I can give you where. The where appears to be 44.92, so just call it 45. Yeah, plus here's that 45. We can see it shining through right here. Plus, since you're still in that stage of things, then 45, 50. Here is your 50, right? Every $5 basically. Yeah, every $5. Sorry, it is what it is. So here you have 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, like all that. Yeah. But so yeah, it looks like up in order to go down. Sucks, but it is what it is. But still, you've been oversold to death here. And so, wait, when are your earnings call? When you earnings next month, end of the month? You could be picking up from that. Good earnings call, sentiment. Yeah, that could be your shtick. That could be your shtick. Or worse, what could be worse, that if earnings are poo-poo, but you cannot complete that within a month. No way. Man, that's going to be a phenomena. That will be a phenomena if you make this within a month. If you do this within a month and then break down with the earnings from here, because the earnings sort of will bring you down. No. But then it's going to be end play into the candlestick. Oof. Follow up with me on this one. That's going to be sketchy. But the problem with it is, how do you think earnings going to play out for this, really? That's the real issue here. If earnings play out well, very positive, outperforming, cool, you might get it. If you ain't going to get that, you're going to get stopped earlier and break, and that's not going to be cool for you. So, Mike, hello. Hello, Mike. Hello. Wait, am I? We got confused. No, it's for Mike. For Christoph. Yeah, it's all good. Doesn't matter. Hi, Mike. Good to see you. Yeah, Christoph, that is your shtick. So again, I hate to say it. On the long run, in the long sort of scheme of things, although you're probably going to have convergence, divergence here, so giving you relief rally here, plays neatly with that. Shoulder, basically shoulder. But that's neat. At least you found something that is more bullish than the rest of everything right now, right? I mean, yeah, that's a lot more bullish than everything we saw. Cool. CCL. Let's do CCL. Carnival. Oh, right. I wondered why I remember that one. Why don't I have a grid on that one? I know I don't have a grid on that one. Should we maybe just take over this? Maybe I'm gonna have it here. No, I'm not. I will not. I'm maybe gonna have it here. Will I? No, by any chance? No. Shame. What a shame. What a shame. What shame. Okay. Probably was on a different layout, but remember that. I remember. Give it to me. Give it to me. But then it's gonna stick out there. But who cares? Wait, that's right. The correct one would be this one. And so give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Like so. And then give that to me like so. And then let's lock it in like so. And then let's do that like such. And then let's verify before we continue, just to make sure it looks healthy. I want to see this sample and personal. Looks very healthy. Okay, I'm good. Cool. Now, okay, you're definitely rushing towards that 50. 50. You want to do 50. You're overbought, so you're struggling with it, and you're out of the channel, and that's a problem, but you're trying to do 50. You're trying to do this. Can you do this? Yeah, you can do this. You can do it. And it looks like it's a junction, so I will tell you that you are rushing right here. You have upside of $3. 3 entire cool dollars before you do whatever. Cool. Done. Bam. That was quick. Yep. Then we can discuss maybe you're actually going to do golden pocket right here. 39, 37, which definitely can be a thing post finalizing that. That actually looks bullish to all hell. But then it's a problem. If it does not cross 50, you have problem. 50 is big problem, right? If you don't cross 50, if no 50 here, no golden pocket here. No 50, no golden. 50, golden. Okay? Yes? Yes. Done. Boom. That was the quickest analysis we've done today. Johnny, first of all, good ticker. But I hope I satisfied your needs and question. It was the simplest one we got today. Good one, though. Judy, Marvel and KULR, Kolar. All right. We've done these before. Let's do this again. So let's do KULR first. Let's see how our expectation panned out, because I remember we've done the analysis. Let's see how things are working out for us since. Judy, you tell me, are we on track? Judy, are we on track, Judy? Are we on track, Judy? Johnny, you always satisfy my needs. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, Johnny. As long as I don't bring pineapple with pizza with pineapple, we're good. But yeah, Judy, are we doing what we've expected to see on KULR? You tell me. I'm kind of looking at what we had here. Again, you can see I'm not doing a single thing on the chart right now. We're looking again. Remember, I do tend to stretch some of these things out, right, to emphasize sort of the overall movement. But to keep it simple, I think, honestly, Judy, are you there? Are you alive? Judy, comment, react. Otherwise, I'm talking to myself. Do you see how it's working out exactly as expected? You see, we expected the market to continue downwards, right? That was where we were. we said gonna test or something because we emphasized this area, and then we said at some point soon it's gonna start dropping. And it appears to be that we are so far. Judy, hello, you there? Hello? Judy, give me a sign of life. Otherwise, I'm analyzing for whom. Judy going once. Judy going twice. Judy going 3 times. Judy's not there anymore. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, Judy. Back. No, that's Stonks. Like and subscribe. Absolutely, like and subscribe. And join Patreon. Actually, Stonks, thank you for being an awesome brother from another mother and reminding me. Here it is. Join Patreon. This is the only way you can join the Discord. Our really cool Discord that looks like so. That I post first of all when I go live, so you're always up to speed. There are various discussions on various stickers every single day, depending on what the members want, and if I have something new to post. We're discussing charting and various topics that we break down how they work. Of course, the Academy members have their own partition and various just day-to-day topics, from memes, of course, to casual chat philosophy, breaking news, geopolitics, war and stuff that's going on everywhere right now, finance, technologies, and tabloids. And of course, we have the jukebox in which you can post your favorite music and stuff like that. But most importantly, join us right here in the open forum on a daily basis on market open hours. And since I come from a different time zone than the US and I'm from Israel, it's not a secret. I wake up quite early relative to most people, other than maybe Australia, but even Australians and Asians can get hold of me early in the morning, and we can hang out. So join in, ask your questions. We can go over your stocks, analyze them in depth, do a lot more one-on-one work, so to speak, than we do here, and more interactive. You can ask questions. We can actually explain to one another what it is that your plan is. Does that make any sense from my standpoint of the technical analysis, how things are being analyzed, and all sorts of cool knowledge you can gain and get better at, operating your own portfolio. I think anybody and everybody needs that, regardless whether you're long-term or short-term trader. All right, Judy. Judy, what are you doing? You're just throwing tickers at me? No, I want you to be up to, are you? Yeah, but she's just throwing tickers. That's not what we do here, Judy. Interaction. Do you see that the analysis so far is working out well, Judy? That is what I'm asking. Otherwise, I'm not going to continue to marvel for you. We're going to skip to the next ticker. If you drop a ticker and jump off or not listening, it's not, yeah. I don't just need tickers to fill up the empty space. So please make sure you're here and listening and with me back and forth. Otherwise, yeah, why am I doing this? Let's see, Mikey Mike. I'm peace. What is that ticking? My nerves. What? Mike, you're making me nervous. What are you talking about there? I mean, where? Thanks. Hola, Mike. Man, thinking to act on earnings. Christoph, I cannot tell you what to do, but you do you, right? Not for us both, I guess. All right, cool. You always satisfy my needs. Yes. Like and subscribe. We said RYCEY. What is this, Judy? But also, I'm not doing it until you make yourself known that you're paying attention to this current analysis. Because, I mean, what the hell? For now, we're going to go to ExxonMobil, I guess. What? I mean, Lucas, you're probably talking about ExxonMobil, I'm assuming. Just, although that's the Netherlands one, we need the Nasdaq one. Excel, right. Brain don't work anymore. Sorry. But that's what you were talking about, right? I'm assuming, Lucas. Lucas, yes, V? Is that yes? Is that a yes? I'm confused. Mamba, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, but that's what we're after, Lucas? I believe so, but I want to make sure. Yes. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Just wanted to make sure so we're not going to waste our time. Well, we know what we think about that. I mean, on the grand scheme of things, we do think that energy has a lot of upside still. We knew that we're going to drop at 80 to roughly around 75. We kind of overplayed that. Sure, momentum makes sense. Oil, Trump, all that fuss. By the way, which now, those who are not up to speed, Trump is making a big noise about oil and that beautiful stuff. See. Tits. Those who know it's see. Stand up by Carlos Rodriguez or something like that. A great stand up. Anyway, so yeah, but we do understand that oil, if things are not going to get better, we do expect oil to go higher. And Jamie Dimon, as far as I know, still agrees with that notion. And normally that guy kind of knows oil better than most of the planet, even though he does this far in advance, and his outlook is more event based rather than technical based, and understands where things are rolling towards and inevitably where they're going to fall into, right? And although his prediction is quite stale at this stage, I'm not going to lie. What, you want to check out JPM? We can check out JPM. Absolutely. We can check out JPM. And I'm a big, look, I cannot say I'm a big fan per se, but I have a ton of respect to Jamie Dimon. Okay? The dude is brilliant. Brilliant. Literally. And as far as I understand, he himself is not all that of an expert in technicals, but he has a group of technical analysts that he relies upon, and he does know his stuff. He's not completely dumb. In fact, quite smart, especially relative to the average person. But more so, his expertise is analyzing the geopolitical conditions and the interplay between companies, countries, various GDPs, basically, and how they function as a network, if you will. The dude is brilliant. He understands banking in depth, understands the loan market very well. So I would argue he understands his place, and because he doesn't speak all too often, and when he does, he speaks in a level that is basically very professional jargon, even when mixed just with casual speak. So the most of average people don't understand them anyways, and he doesn't care for that. But yeah, I mean, we understand that oil will have a benefit over time, and I do think especially the energy manufacturers basically will infrastructure, everything energy related will be doing well, a lot, like very well. Okay, so based upon that thesis, I would argue that it's not going to be all that surprising if we're going to see a lot more bullish than bearish momentum. We can see we're currently residing on support, which wink wink somehow I already had marked on the chart. Magic, I guess. 108.20, right? I guess last time we've analyzed this. It obviously is that very same support. What obviously is also going on that we've tested the bottom of the channel recently, and so now we're on our way up. Now we're testing median downslope. We got stuck in it. It's not like we're not aware of it before, but now we got stuck in it, got entangled. That's normal. What sucks about this that this implies that we're still moving into a wedge. You understand? This is basically not cool. This is not cool. We know this is a whole bunch of waste of time, but let's see what it says on longer sort of point of view. Ta-da, big surprise, right? I mean, we're cooking. We're definitely cooking, and this is actually that sort of relief correction that normally we have on an upwards rally. Correction, retest of the 50, continuation. So basically what you have here is this structure, a three-limb bullish structure, which in essence is part of that flagpole, if you will, or entanglement within the range that we're in, basically range between 100 and 122. So all in all, I wouldn't rush touching it at all. Even if you're having a bad day, your bad day can result with 100. You're $8 up. I mean, come on. Come on. It's like that's not the time to get nervous. So if you're going to do this, right, overall, it appears to be that you're far more bullish than you're bearish on the grand scheme of things. This sucks though. This very much sucks, but yeah, as I suspected, your larger time frames are basically a lot more bullish than bearish. Pretty much the opposite of the S&P, right? So I mean, look at this. We've gone down, right? Tested the bottom and started going up. And just like we said, test, and up. You see, like it falls so perfectly inside. And that test is part of that level. So all in all, you're on the up and up, right? So all in all, again, you have time. And you're maybe going to have an opportunity to pick up some more if you feel like that's the thing that you want to be doing, right? So, yeah, ExxonMobil, energy, boys and girls. We spoke about energy in the Discord. We spoke about energy in depth so many times at this point. I think soon I'm going to have a whole bunch of experts in the Discord about energy and how, intricate it is and connected and correlated to everything and important, what kind of role it plays in the geopolitical sphere. Really, we've analyzed and how it correlates to, B2B business. Really, yeah, we spoke about all of it. So, energy is a good idea, in my opinion. My humble opinion. That's just my humble opinion. JPM, yeah, we're gonna do JPM, absolutely. Hello, Bedwars gang. You missed out all the cool stuff today. What's up? We had some really cool stocks we analyzed today. Everybody's bringing cool stuff. Let's do JPM. I like JPM. I do understand the problem with liking JPM and understanding the conditions, but because again, JPM is Jamie, and Jamie is smart, and Jamie is a whole bunch of, and JP is a whole bunch of smart people. I in fact used to know two people that used to work there. Actually, now accumulatively, I used to know 4 people that used to work there. Thinking about it, it's a ruthless place. It's very much a cone factory. I used to work at places as such. It has its benefits, it has its shortcomings, but look, JP will suffer like the rest. In fact, JP might actually go to a very big troubling period, but I would argue because JPM is JPM and probably positioned very well and know how to deal with these circumstances and very experienced. Jamie probably has already a plan in place, so I will say that it will be dropping, but with a parachute. Okay, so my idea here that JP, I mean, you can see we're already running hot as all hell on most of the larger time frames, so it's not good. We have some more supposedly, but I would be more attentive to a potential downslope right there instead of an upslope, similar to how upslopes happen. The downslope is a process. 6 months, so goddamn slow, and channel is refusing to adjust. So yeah, you're probably gonna retest that channel to death. And so yeah, I mean, it's gonna be dropping, but maybe slower than some of the other banks, just because JPM are probably more prepared for this than some of the other ones. But then again, banks are often a bunch of sketchy, I'm not gonna say what, but they're basically gonna make money no matter what. Things are good, they make money. Things are bad, they also make money. Don't worry about them. I promise you shouldn't be worried about the banks. Stock wise, it'll probably be dropping. I mean, in that sense, since you're a market participant, what you care about is the stock price, so you'll have to ride it downwards. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I get you, Mamba. I get you. I'll watch it later. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Greg. Do you post ideas on TradingView? If so, what's your account name? Actually, I don't post ideas. I'm sorry, but my account name is Greg Investory, as you can imagine. But I don't post ideas on TradingView, simply because it's too noisy, and I'm far too busy conversing to my Patreon and Discord members and answering their questions on a daily basis. You can ask the members here. A significant amount of them are here, and they hang out with me every single day, ask questions. I try to add information all the time, whether it's for the academy members, whether it's for the regular Patreons, lower tiers, higher tiers, don't matter. I make sure I try to every day to give something. Basically, every day leave you all better than you were yesterday, even if by a tiny degree, even if by hanging out with the members and answering their questions, posting more information, writing down stuff. Obviously, I try to do. You probably heard me here already half dead with my voice sounding like I'm gonna like I'm not gonna have a voice the very next day, and I still show up. And trust me, I make $0 or shekels from YouTube still, by the way, although my channel is official, I still make zero money from this endeavor. I do it because I like it. I do hope one day I'll become a big awesome channel with 100,000 members and hopefully at least more than 20 people showing up for the lives. That would be really cool, not gonna lie. But there's a lot of bias. A lot of people now hate what I'm saying, not remembering that I was the only bull around when we hit COVID bottom, right? And I had the proper analysis, and I was sense. I ended up getting the bottom wrong by sheer sense. The video is still up. You can still find it. YouTube wise, I started pretty late, but our Tom Nash knows that I've predicted that bottom up to 4 months before it ever happened. And as we were getting closer, I was a lot more confident and certain that we're going to have subsequent bullish wave, which even he himself back then still saying that we were going to have a very bearish time, right? So, sorry, I am on TV. I'm not sure what that means, but that doesn't help me, Judy. If you're somewhat here, somewhat there, I cannot be analyzing an asset if you're not really paying attention. Why am I doing it in the first place? You know what I mean? Thank you, not liking it. I am not sure what you're saying there. I am really confused. You're on TV. Well, all right. I just hope you're on a TV show and not because of LA fires or something. Okay, that's the only thing I'm gonna say. Otherwise, I hope you're safe. That's all I'm gonna say, if you will. For good, I hope you're on TV for good news. Of course, Judy is famous. What do you mean? She's here on our channel. Of course, she's famous. What kind of a question? What kind of a thing that is? Of course, Judy's famous. Huh. All right, let's get back to the tickers before I get carried away. All right, so yeah, we've covered JPM. Boys and girls, bear with me a second. I need to take a sip because I'm parched. I see BRKB there. EPAM, okay, gotcha. SoFi, I see. Okay, cool. We'll do these. Absolutely. Bad words. Every time you write, every time you ask me for APAM, my mind goes to AMPM automatically. It's like AMPM. Like, wait, what? Just weird Israeli thing, I guess. Okay, so just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. Idea training you. Yeah, I answered that. So yeah, EPAM. Okay, let's do EPAM. EPAM. I was on S&P 500 on the TV. Judy, now you're even more confusing. Have you taken over the S&P 500 on television in real life, like in actual live, taking over the S&P? Were you ringing the bell? What's going on? Judy, let me guess. You were ringing the bell on the New York Stock Exchange. I know you were ringing the bell on the closing bell, right? Judy's that famous. You see, guys, Judy is super famous. You see? We had a representative ringing the bell. Judy, at least I hope you had an investor sign when you were there. Sign up to Investory. All right, so EPAM. Wait, well, I don't have a structure here. What's going on? Why am I not having a structure? This is not. I don't like. And that's good. I like that, and that I like. Oh, I like that. I like here. This structure is super easy. It is like rudimentary is all bananas. It's like as simple as a stick, which is cool. Makes things a little bit easier for us. And I almost got it right. Almost. Now let's no, moron. Let's make sure I got that one right, which I of course did not. Now I have. Now let's lock it in. Let's check out our things. I didn't leave. I didn't think you were leaving, but you're far behind, it appears to be, Judy. Far behind. And I need you to be, when I'm analyzing, here with me when I'm analyzing your stock, not ringing the bell on the S&P. I mean, come on. At least if you took over the S&P, at least share some S&P with us. Give us some, right? I mean, come on, Judy. It's like, it's like if you bring chocolates, share with everyone, right? So, what do we have with EPAM? EPAM, I would argue that EPAM actually looks kind of bullish, and it really wants to do 285. Obviously, that is where you're going towards. That's what it wants to do. Post market, we closed already. Yeah, definitely. Boys and girls, how did we close? We close pretty much like I said. Most of the way through, did not close the gap, ran out of momentum. This sucks. I hate being right. Honestly, in this when this happens, like you guys don't ever listen. Like you don't know, some of the people, especially those who are like, Greg, you're bearish and this and that. People don't know that sometimes I want the market to be more bullish than bearish. First of all, just complete whatever. Second of all, there's zero bias to the damn thing. All right, Judy, but I'll have to go back to your assets because you were not responding when I was calling you out. So you'll have to wait now. Sorry. But yeah, your EPAM looks very bullish, in fact. I would argue it looks tremendously bullish. It's like weirdly bullish. Yeah, it's like super bullish. In fact, looking at this, I would argue maybe at some point your EPAM would want to do this. 369. That's like so abnormal to see this right now. Let's see. Oh shit, you've been running cold for so long. Damn. And you're starting to pick back up. Okay. Bad words. Good one. Follow break of the trend. Confirmation of break of the trend by landing on top of it. Continuing in on the 38.20. And then if so, and if here you still have ton of bullish momentum when arriving or wherever it's going to be, right? Retesting, you're going to be going up. That's actually positive. No, we don't do XRP here. We don't do crypto. Alexei, sorry, my brother. We do not do crypto. Crypto is bullshit. Join my Discord and I'll explain to you why. I don't do crypto. It is nonsensical to do crypto. I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm so sorry, Alexei. Any other asset that is not crypto, gladly. But not crypto. Crypto is very problematic. And it's not just because I'm not being a dick. Well, maybe I am partially to some. I get it, how people would see it this way. But it's not that simple. There's actual substance behind the thing. I promise. I promise to you, I'm not just being a hateful asshole towards crypto. It's a very sophisticated case. First of all, I want to share half of that sort of, tinfoil hat stuff here on the live. It's going to create issues and whatnot. Maybe, I don't know. I don't need that. But if you join the Discord and hang out and ask about crypto, I'll be more than happy to share my opinion with you. So, yeah. That, again, Bed Wars, you basically... yeah, I mean, this is what you're looking at, and once we get there, if you retest and confirm, as we know how to do that, right, you can then easily, with seeing still bullish momentum, which definitely will overturn on larger time frames by then if right, and it will give you a potential 369, which I might as well call it 370. And then again, if momentum is that bullish, I'm not going to be all that surprised if your first move will be to slip through to that median and then correct back this way before you then actually have whatever. So, yeah, this is what I see. Okay? This is what I see. Pretty good. PAM is actually pretty good doing pretty healthy. It appears to be. I wonder how it will be affected by the overall market, because the problem with it is I already see a high correlation with the market. That's not good. And so if the market gonna go to shit, this is probably gonna go to shit with it. That's the only problem with this, you know. But we'll see. We'll see. Currently, we're looking at this at face value, right? But remember, it is still in a part of the environment. If the environment gets messy, right, it's going to get messy for them as well, more likely than not. Wait, Alexei, we're going to get to your SoFi in a second. Just let's make sure I'm not... Yeah, there were BRKB. I almost forgot about that one. All right, boys and girls, you can stop with the tickers here at this stage, because I'm just going to finish the ones we have, and we're going to finish at that stage. So we're going to finish today with the tickers we already have in the chat. That's going to be that FANG by Judy. That's going to be the last one. Right now, if I remember, with the JPM, we've done that. IPAM, BRKB. Okay, let's do BRKB. BRKB. Okay, here is your... Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong BRKB. BRKB will be dot, right? It should be like that, right? If I remember, yes, here it is. BRKB. Let's do BRKB. Very interesting one, actually. That's I haven't seen anybody ask. I mean, I've seen people ask, you know, BRKA as a kind of a joke and all that. And, you know, when most people can't really afford even one. But BRKB obviously is quite affordable. We understand, you know, the principle. So sure, actually, good choice right there. Who is that by? Lucas. Lucas, good choice right there. Salute, respect. I like that. Good choice, good choice, good choice. But BRKB looking like it's building up a longer duration downward spiral that it's sort of moving with. It's running hot, so far more confirming that what we thought. Data, oh, that's bad. BRKB is gonna go for a correction, but it's not because of them. It's because of how the market are gonna go to. And you know, that's the funny thing, is that BRK themselves are a very powerful indicator for the overall market. And that's not looking healthy for the market, I'm sorry to say. There is still some more bullish momentum to be played around there. So you might be able to see 500-ish, right? It's maybe 490 still, because it really didn't conquer 500, right? We understand why. It's a derivative at the end of the day. And so, yes, there is, as this shows up, although we should always go to the source, but this does appear to be that you might be scratching the 500 again before things go full on poo-poo for BRK, and it has nothing to do with BRK as much as its overall conditions. I see, okay. Most of everyone are dropping off. It's like everybody who already answered their questions are just dropping off. All right, cool. Judy's famous. I got here late and I was reviewing the old stuff. Why, Judy? Why mid live? It's better to do that afterwards. SoFi. Let's do SoFi. Oh, yeah, right, I forgot. My SoFi is a mess. Oh. Let's see if we're doing anything according to what I said. I see I was saying basically up and down with this framework, right? It appears to be that's the case, if anything. We saw, what was I trying to show off here? What was this? What was I trying to show off right there? I wonder. But yeah, basically I can see on the blue lines right here in the background, you can see these, right? Then we're saying up, down, eventually into this channel with the market correction. So has anything changed? No, nothing has changed. SoFi is pretty much exactly as what we've analyzed, I think, yesterday. Literally, like yesterday, a day or two ago. Also, we've done a deep dive in the community on Discord. We've done a deep dive before the earnings, so the earnings did not catch us by surprise, right, community members? Who here was surprised by SoFi earnings, right? I mean, because we were not at all, right? In fact, here's that line that we said it's gonna drop. And where's that blue line that I had prior? Did I delete it? Stupid me, showing how it's gonna drop and go back up and all that. And didn't I? Oh, stupid me, man! Did I delete that line? I suck. Ah, that sucks. Okay. Anyway, so SoFi, actually, like I say, you can look into the previous lives, but it's pretty much doing exactly what we said. We said it's gonna drop a little bit. My old friend SoFi. And move sideways along the 161 range right there. Sorry, 1629. So yeah, I mean, there you go. In fact, if you have any doubts about it, here it is. Doing its thing, preventing the market from being able to go back up. And then guess what? The whole thing's the channel caught us. And then the median played its part. And now we are heading back towards that 1629. Overall, things are not still good for SoFi. Sorry, nothing changed literally since we last spoke. There still might be some upside a little bit, but not much. Here it is. Like we kind of drew that little pipsy thingy. So there might be still some upside. That upside is part of the downside. Okay? Okay, cool. Cool beans. Cool beans. Cool beans. Why? Because the market just ended up testing this stop and moving down. Yeah? A lot of mess. I end up deleting things I shouldn't delete. Not cool. Not cool. Righty. Yeah, so SoFi is not too surprising for us. We kind of predicted it literally just days ago. Okay, so TV equals trading view in her context. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. I see. Stonks, thank you for the help. He must be famous. Judy is famous, guys. That's everyone who's here is famous. You all are famous. What do you mean? Why do you think I give you shout outs at the beginning of every single live? Because you're all famous. I'm going to make you such, if not. The OGs of the community, the only one community who predicted the downfall of the market in advance. We are famous, guys. Period. You know what it is? All right, Judy, let's do Fang. Let's do Fang. Since you asked for Fang, let's do Fang. Fang. Fang, 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 fang. Fing, fang, fung. Fang here, looking interesting. More bearish than bullish. Sorry, almost said the opposite. Looks bearish. Yes, very baron. Okay, which is not good for you because if that's the channel it's testing, let's see if it can give me a wider one. Yes, it will. Thank you. So your current thing with this asset is that it is trying to make its way into this wedge back down. You're probably going to be testing that negative wedge to some extent. Basically, it wants down. And some more down. No, come on, you don't have any data for me? Really? Are you that short term? No, wait. What? Yeah. No. Yeah, thank you. There you go. That makes sense. I'm like, what? It's only a month. Come on. Yes, you're bearish. You're definitely bearish. So as a first step to things is that median. When complete, when confirmed or rejected, you will know better whether you are continuing to the downside, which makes a lot more sense given that you already tested this stop. It appears to be, and now you're headed to the bottom of the channel. Makes a lot more sense. In fact, the bottom of the channel is a lot more magnetic, as you can see, than the top. And so that's not all that far-fetched. But as a first step, you're probably moving towards back to 150, 157, kind of, 160, 157, basically like $10 range. Nothing all that crazy. That triangle is like $10 range all in all. But when you complete it, you will be going down back to roughly around 100. And I would argue that this fits coincidentally, not just coincidentally. Probably about 100. Plus, don't forget, you're definitely going to be testing support at 150, obviously. And yeah, 150 will be definitely a spot for you. Even, I'm sure it's already been a thing. Here it is. Let's I wonder. Not yet solidified. You have a lot of work ahead of you. A lot of work. And when it does drop here, all it's going to be doing is just reconfirming your 150. Basically, you're in a fight for the 150 right now. What you don't realize, your 150 is the actual fight. And yeah, you're going to be driven all over the place just to at some point get that. But that's going to be later down the line. For later down the line. That's going to happen right after you complete that downwards trend. And surprise, surprise, ta-da! Like magic. Just like the doctor ordered. You see? So down, Judy. Lots of down. Lots of down. Consolidation at the median first, but then lots of down. Thank you. I will set stop loss. Good. Very smart lady or person. Leo Hill. Still care? Still care? My old friend Sophie. All right. Before we finish, let's check Judy. You're still here? Judy, are you still here? Judy, are you still here? If you're going to answer real quick, I'm going to check out MRVL for you. Judy going once. Judy going twice. Judy's here. All right, Judy. Let's do Marvel for ya. MRVL. And let's do Marvel for ya. Because we've done KULR. You can go back and see it, I think. We've done KULR most of the way through, at least. But we have not done Marvel. And Marvel, unsurprisingly so, not yet bearish, but it's squeezing that momentum. It's definitely in line with the market. And when the market will go, bonkers, you will go bonkers with it. This is definitely indicative of a very bearish building up trend. So, because we are slowly making our way to the, if it's not going to be able to break through that 50, and start breaking downwards, that is basically all of the whole thing is a relief rally, although a very prolonged one, because half of it is a relief rally, half of it was an actually corrective movement. So that was the correction on the downtrend, and that was an actual rally. Interesting. It is on oversold, and you would think it's going to try and run hot, but it's already starting to curve there. That's not good for you. What do we see? Of course, because it's running hot on the 1 hourly. In other words, I would tell you that whatever that is that we marked there, and probably some level, right? So what have we marked there? That is, what is that? That's 95? That's a weird thing. Really? 95? That's 95? It appears to be, because the 100 is there, so that couldn't be anything else. Well, okay, cool. 95, I guess? Okay. I wonder why that happened. I mean, huh. Interesting. Very regular and irregular at the same time. I mean, you can obviously see the bias here and all that, but, okay. But yeah, you're rushing towards 95, Judy. You're rushing towards the ceiling of whatever that was, which is 95. And so following this trend, again, not just, but I would argue that probably median, maybe even top still, and overall but you're rushing towards the 95. Get ready, 95 inbound. Alrighty. BlackBerry, welcome. Right on time. We're just about to finish the live. Perfect time in BlackBerry. Perfect. Mwah. Chef's kiss. I'm sorry, bro. You'll have to rewatch because we are, well, I'm very tired and I have lots to do tomorrow, early in the morning as well. And that's why I try to start today's live on time. Will it recover at all? What do you mean, Judy? You have to be more specific. Of course, it will recover at some point, far more likely than not. But since this is what we're seeing first, I mean, recover, if you're talking about this movement, yes, it might move to 108 first, maybe gonna give you 110, before it really starts breaking back down to 95. When it does complete 95, it was at 190, 125 yesterday. So what? I mean, it doesn't seem like it has the necessary momentum to close that gap at the moment. Might later. At the moment, what I'm seeing is enough momentum for this. Then momentum breaks down to, I would argue, 95 area. Maybe later down the line, could be. Very much could be. But depends on how will the market behave by then. Because if the market will decide that by then it starts to correct deeper, I mean, look, even in this instance, even if you will be able to squeeze more momentum out, the best you can hope for is 115-ish area. Again, earnings is earnings, and it's still far out, darling. We have a long way before we hit earnings, so sorry. No. Still everything. I mean, you're not convincing me. It's not about you convincing me and then the market will do differently, right? It's just me showing you what the market is showing me. Hey Greg, hey guys, hi Leah. You also like BlackBerry, got a little bit late. You'll have to rewatch because we are about to adjourn today's live. I'm so sorry. I hope you'll enjoy because we've covered a lot of good material today, a lot of good, awesome stocks. Sure thing, Judy. You are part of the Discord. Join us on Discord and let's go over this, more in depth so we can answer some of your questions. I'm sorry, Leah. I'm sorry. But yeah, definitely, I highly recommend rewatching today's live. Really good. We had a lot of good stocks by the community, and some of them might be right up your alley, or maybe things that interest you and questions you wanted to ask. So absolutely, rewatch, see the chat, so you'll be able maybe to identify stuff that is good for you as well. Alrighty, boys and girls, we'll rewatch surely. First of all, I appreciate that. First of all, second of all, it will definitely allow you to see what we spoke about today, which might be actually useful for what you're interested in seeing. But yeah, boys and girls, I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to try and do more of these in-depth analysis on the Discord, right? And before earning calls, because we're going to have many earning calls from, ranging from anybody to anybody. We're just getting started pretty much. I think the closest one. We should have done Tesla, but I was running a bit late and I am so bummed out that we barely have the time. Maybe we're going to try to do, we'll see. We'll see how we'll do things. Since Tesla is tomorrow post market, we might be able to get something arranged, although I do have many one-on-one lessons tomorrow, several. And more so, another important thing I almost forgot. Boys and girls, I now have only 2 spots in the Academy. It will never get any cheaper, I promise to you. The prices I require for the Academy are extremely low anyways. I have lots of room to increase the prices. Don't wait until I decided that, since the course is actually worth a lot more than what I charge originally, a lot more, up to double, up to twice as much as I charge, so I have a lot of room to increase. Don't wait until I decide that it's time to increase. Right now, it's basically considered the price that you have right now as a discounted price. That knowledge is always valuable. I promise you, you can ask the students of the Academy already that writing on the testimonials, the older members that we have wrote their testimonials and kind of join Discord and identify and discover what people are saying about the Academy. If you are hesitant, of course, the only way to sign up to the Academy is directly through me. Basically, you DM me, we talk, we create a schedule for you and get you started when the schedule is up. That's it. The cost is $2,500 for those who wonder at the current time. Yeah, that's it, boys and girls. Don't miss out. Join the Patreon, join the Discord, become students, and so you'll know a lot more and you'll never be caught off guard, how the same way a lot of people are nowadays being caught off guard with the market behavior. And rely more so or on faith and long-term holding and all sorts of stuff like that. So yeah, which is not bad. Remember, it's not bad. It just has to be according to the plan. Alrighty, boys and girls, we're done for today. It was a great live, and I'll see you on the Discord, on the Patreon, or on the very next live. And you all have a nice evening and a good relaxing rest. Bye-bye.